My entitled mother left me stranded at sea and was never seen again. I was forced to live in the forest and fend for myself. Every day, I walked miles to find food and water, but every time I returned to the shelter, I was greeted with a sad face. My sisters were too young to help me hunt and my brothers were still weak from birth. I started to worry about their safety. One day, I spotted a ship sailing by the shore and rushed toward it to warn them of the danger. They turned me away, saying that they only stopped for women and children. I pleaded with them to help, but they wouldn't hear it. I went back to the forest and cried until I fell asleep. The next morning, when I woke up, there was a girl waiting for me. She was dressed in rags and looked like she'd been living rough for months. Her face was covered in dirt and her hair was full of knots and lice. She held out her hand to me. I took it and asked her name. "My name is Sasha," she replied. "You're so kind for letting us take you with us. We're heading for a place where we can find a way to get home. I'm so happy to meet you. I've never met anyone who cares about us. I'm glad we got rescued. I will make sure you're treated like family. You'll stay with us forever." And that's exactly what happened. The three of us became inseparable. We set up camp on the ship, and we worked together to cook meals, clean the cabin, and defend ourselves against pirates that occasionally attacked us. One day, I noticed that the girl I'd nicknamed Sasha had changed. She'd become stronger, faster, and smarter. She soon learned how to use a knife and how to fight. Soon after, we were joined by a boy named Theo. He was also abandoned by his parents and lived alone in the woods. Over time, he began to grow. His muscles increased and his height increased. He was still weak from the time he spent living wild, but he had started hunting animals and gathering berries to survive. One day, my sisters and brothers saw a merchant ship passing by and decided to sneak onto it without me knowing. I tried to stop them because they'd never return, but they insisted they would send me to the ship and bring me back once they were on their way. I was so scared, but they promised they'd come back for me. I told Sasha to wait for me on the beach and I would be right behind them. I followed my siblings onto the ship. There were no other passengers on board, just a few crew members. I soon noticed that there weren't any guards around us. For a moment, I thought it was odd until I realized that we were on a pirate ship. They pointed at me and said, "The princess is coming with us. I didn't expect to see you again. We've been waiting for you for so long. And it doesn't matter that you're not wearing any jewelry or clothes. Everything will be okay. Don't worry." They took me to a room full of treasure chests that had all kinds of gold coins. "What's the plan, Captain?" I heard a female voice. "We'll sell these coins and take the money to the king. He'll reward us with a boat and a crew." I glanced at my siblings, who were sitting at the table. It seemed like they knew each other. "Your family is wealthy and powerful. You have a lot of opportunities." My siblings nodded. I didn't understand what the captain meant by that. "I'm glad to have met you, princess. I hope to see you soon." As I was walking away, I heard the captain say, "And if we catch your sisters, I'll make sure they spend the rest of their lives in the dungeon." I ran to the deck to find the exit, but I couldn't find it. How was I going to escape? As I searched, I noticed that my siblings were nowhere in sight. Suddenly, I felt someone grab my shoulder and turn me around. "Don't try to run away, princess. I'm going to take care of you." I turned around to see a tall man holding a sword. He wore a mask and wore armor and boots. "I am Captain Jack Sparrow and this is my crew. We've been searching for you for a long time. Welcome aboard the Black Pearl." I was speechless. Well, look who it is," said a sailor behind me. "It's the princess herself." I slowly turned around to see another sailor pointing at me. "She's not even dressed up. Where's her crown?" I tried to run, but the captain and his crew blocked my path. "You're not going anywhere. You belong to me now." I tried to scream for help, but it was useless. The captain walked toward me and smiled. "Hello, princess. Now, where shall we begin?"